This is News 4 San Antonio Today, the only local news station with nonstop news.
It's what we do. Good morning. Nonstop news starts right now. We are the only TV station in town commercial free until the top of the hour.
That's right. We have you covered this morning. You just heard from Jeannette, and she'll give us a deeper look at weather again in just a few moments.
Joy Bergen there. I see a lot of green on the maps.
Yeah, it's nice out there. We've seen much busier mornings than this. That said, there are a couple of spots where we are starting to see traffic pick up just a little bit. They're both along Highway 90, I-10, but on opposite sides of the city here. So a little bit on the west side coming into town and a little bit on the east side going away from town. So both the eastbound lanes there. I have not seen reports of any major lane closures, but for the latest, we do have photojournalist David Mendoza live right now from Road Cam. Let's check in with him. Good morning, David.
Hello and good morning. Right now I'm on 90 eastbound in General McMullen. Things are holding up fairly well for this time in the morning. Things are getting busier at the moment though. Currently though, not tracking any major accidents or any major delays across the city. 10 East on the outskirts of town is looking a little busy. I'm going to work on getting you more details on what's going on out there. Back to you for now.
All right, David, thanks. That's the latest.
Thank you, Joy. The trial continues today for 3 former San Antonio police officers charged in a local woman's shooting death. Sergeant Alfred Flores and Officer Eleazar Alejandro are charged with murder. Officer Nathaniel Villalobos is charged with assault. Wednesday, the jury heard from forensic pathologist David Lynch, who performed Melissa Perez's autopsy. He described the path of the bullets that hit Perez, including one that went into her body near her armpit, indicating Perez's arm was raised. Defense attorneys say officers were forced to shoot after Perez grabbed a hammer.
That suggests, and the evidence in this case has shown, that she was running at the officers with a hammer. What that would suggest is her arm would have to be high enough to get a bullet into that armpit, right?
Yes.
And you would agree that running at somebody with a hammer like this, that's an aggressive gesture. You would agree this is aggressive?
I don't usually make determinations on what's aggressive or not.
I'm just asking on a human level, as a human being. You agree that somebody running at somebody like this with a hammer is aggressive?
That could be perceived as aggressive.
Yes.
Also on Wednesday, SAPD crime scene investigator Yvonne Diaz returned to the stand. Her questioning focused on how she was not instructed to measure any areas of the crime scene when she was called out to the scene. That's usually standard protocol, though. And News 4 is live streaming the trial. To go back and watch all the testimony so far, head to the News 4 YouTube page. Just scan the QR code on your screen.
The woman charged with helping her son hide evidence in the murders of a pregnant teenager named Savannah Soto and her boyfriend will remain behind bars for now. A judge denied Murder Romanos' request to have her bond reduced. Investigators say that her stepson, Christopher Preciado, shot and killed Soto and Matthew Guetta, her boyfriend, and killed the unborn child that Savannah was carrying in December of 2023. Romanos and her husband, Ramon Preciado, are facing charges for helping son Christopher hide the bodies, allegedly. Ramon Preciado was released on bond earlier this year. Christopher Preciado remains in jail. Romanos' next hearing is set for November 7th. Well, 6:43 right now. Violence or the threat of violence against schools is all over the news, unfortunately, these days. And numbers say they have gone up since the pandemic. That's according to the Educators School Safety Network.
But there are some steps that parents can take to keep their kids safe in the classroom. News 4 San Antonio's Christina De Leon joins us live with more of that helpful information. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Marissa. Good morning, everyone. You know, unfortunately, it has now become the new norm at schools, stuff we really never grew up with. People calling in threats, school violence, and security guards or police officers on campuses. But experts say that your kids are really the best prevention, the eyes and ears at schools. We have all seen these tragedies unfold on campuses in and around our area, whether it was Robb Elementary or other mass shootings that we've seen across the nations. They've now become such a common occurrence, sadly. Either way, it can be very scary often for parents to take their kids to school. Sometimes it takes events at other schools or something that you or your child may see on TV to get your child to open up about things that they may experience at school. So this child school expert walks us through a conversation that you could have with your child, and here's what she had to say.
Did you hear anything? Would you do anything differently? Just really asking those open-ended questions. And eventually, I think you can establish a relationship and establish a openness to that communication where hopefully it's a two-way street.
Yeah, the most important thing is, as you heard there, is to talk to your child. Make sure that they tell you about maybe something on campus, or that they talk to an adult, somebody at the school, and that it gets reported right away. Reporting live, I'm Christina Vellion. We will send it back to you.
Emma Allen at the live desk. We are following some breaking news this morning. Oil prices rose sharply this morning. The jump comes as traders worry about a squeeze on global supply after the U.S. imposed sanctions on 2 Russian oil companies. The sanctions are in an effort to end the war in Ukraine. The U.S. has called on Russian President Vladimir Putin to agree to an immediate ceasefire. Russia's foreign ministry, though, criticized the fresh U.S. sanctions on Russia as entirely counterproductive, including regarding negotiations to end the war that's in Ukraine. That's the latest from the live desk.
All right, Emma, thank you. 646 in your business report. I love the stories today. Oh, we got some good ones. GM previews talking cars.
And natural disasters are becoming a big business in the U.S. Jane King is live at the New York Stock Exchange with those stories and more. Good morning, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, David and Marisa. Good morning. Yes, disaster recovery is a big business. In fact, it's contributing more and more to economic growth. Now, the U.S. economy has grown by $20 trillion since 2000 to $29 trillion last year. And about 36% of that growth is spending related to recovering from or preparing for disasters. That's according to a senior analyst at Bloomberg Intelligence. Well, Meta will lay off roughly 600 employees within its artificial intelligence unit. The company say this will not impact the TBD lab. So that's many of those top tier AI hires that Meta just paid top dollar for over the summer. The layoffs are an attempt by Meta to continue to trim the department and focus on the company's AI strategy. And nearly a quarter of American workers did not take any of their vacation days this year. A survey from FlexJobs found there are a few reasons why workers are reluctant to take time off. Workload was a major concern. 43% felt they had too much work to justify taking a vacation, while 30% worried about falling behind. And General Motors unveiled new technology that includes artificial intelligence assistant that people can talk to while they drive. So beginning next year, GM said it will offer Gemini, which is Google's AI system, in its vehicles. Drivers and passengers then can ask Gemini for restaurant recommendations and directions and information from the owner's manual. And then in 2028, GM says it will introduce a more advanced version that will allow drivers to take their eyes off the road when they're on the highway. Okay, stocks fell yesterday as investors worried about fresh. We are just a little positive for the start of things. Live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Back to you.
Jane, Risa has very strong opinions about the talking car. Yes?
What? No, I would love to go into a talking car, like Kit from Knight Rider. That's what David's insinuating.
Yes.
From Knight.
Yes. I'm
But
okay
those
with the
cars don't
talking.
look like
I don't
it.
like the idea of taking my eyes off the road when I'm on the highway, or somebody else doing that.
You mean just sitting there watching
You
a
know.
movie on your phone or reading a book? That seems
I
creepy.
guess, or reading the paper,
No.
Putting on your makeup,
we're
whatever.
not doing that.
It's just still scary. Yeah.
Also, the 40% or whoever's like not taking their vacation, they need to take their. That's the problem.
take the
I think
vacation.
it's important.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to be European.
It's important.
Yes, European.
David always takes his vacation.
Oh, that's
Yeah, Jane.
We should.
This is a
It's
man
good for
who
your
doesn't
mental
miss
health.
out on a good vacation. Yeah.
Jane, have a great day.
I don't blame you.
We'll see
You
later.
too.
I knew Jane would be on my side. I love Jane King. Jane, the great Jane King. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Of course, I won't be because I'll have a vacation day tomorrow. Yeah. The cruise industry is on course for another record year. AAA projecting nearly 22 million Americans will take an ocean cruise in 2026. I believe Marissa's taking one in 2025. That's a true story. 4.5% more than the AAA originally projected, part of an even larger surge that's been cruising, rebounding stronger than before the pandemic. AAA says the growing demand reflects travelers' desire for convenience, variety, memorable experiences. Caribbean remains the top destination, of course, capturing nearly 3/4 of U.S. passengers. Never been on a cruise.
Try it. You'll like it.
All right, happening today. While Halloween's just about a week away, the JW Marriott is already thinking Christmas.
I was telling you, I was playing Christmas music in the car yesterday for the girls.
Yes.
They will be welcoming dozens of master ice sculptures to begin the creation of this year's ice holiday display. News 4 San Antonio's Tawny Davis is live at the JW to share the theme families can look forward to this year. Good morning, Tawny.
Good morning. So the JW Marriott is that away. It's a little bit dark, so unfortunately you can't see it just yet, but we all remember what last year looked like, and it was such a beautiful display of how the Grinch stole Christmas. It may have been a little chilly, but they give you a parka for that, so that's always fun. But they're excited to welcome back those master artists so they can once again show everyone what it's like to be in such a beautiful display. So today they will be about 45 master artists that are making their way to San Antonio from Harbin, China, which is known as the ice carving capital of the world, which is an art that has been passed down for generations. They will begin work by using various tools like chisels, handsaws, and grinders to create the beautiful details in the ice. Some have even collected custom-made tools that are designed specifically to carve into the ice. The theme this year is Frosty the Snowman, which will take over 30 days and over 6,700 blocks of ice to complete before the attraction is open to the public. There will be several life-size character sculptures, immersive walkthrough scenes, two-story ice slides, and plenty of photo-worthy moments. Spanning over 20,000 square feet and kept at a chilly 9 degrees, guests will get to see the details that go into carving such beautiful scenes that tower over them at 30 feet high. So it's going to be a lot of fun this year because who doesn't love Frosty the Snowman? But they are going to have a celebration to welcome all those ice artisans later this morning, which we will then give you a sneak peek. But if you're excited to get ready for that holiday display, it will open on November 22nd. Reporting live, I'm Tawny Davis. Back to you.
Tawny, thank you. The Archdiocese of San Antonio is warning people about donation websites. They say GoFundMe has roughly 1.5 million fake fundraising pages for nonprofits without their knowledge. Some of them are connected to parishes, schools, and ministries within the Archdiocese of San Antonio. Church leaders stress the Archdiocese does not use GoFundMes to collect donations.
United Way of San Antonio and Bexar County making sure military families have the food that they need. It says it will host a food distribution event every month for the next year. The distributions will be held at JBSA Lackland. They'll have enough food for 150 houses. Any military family or veteran can get that food. They, however, must pre-register with United Way.
Now your certified most accurate 4-zone weather with meteorologist Jeannette.
By the way, Tawny's story about the ice sculptures at the JW Marriott Resort, highly recommend. Took the kiddos, took the whole family last year, and it was just an awesome time. All right, weather headlines. So our next weather maker is currently in California. That's going to slowly push off towards the east throughout the day today, and it's going to come into Texas. So this storm system looks like it's going to move into central Texas. That's why our rain chances are looking pretty high. We're talking showers and thunderstorms late Friday starting out west and then moving off towards the east into the day on Saturday. There is a slight risk for some strong thunderstorms in parts of our viewing area late tomorrow. I'll show you that coming up. Now, there's also the potential for flooding. Right now, we're looking at a level 1 to level 2 excessive rainfall risk. In the green, that's a level 1. In the yellow, that is a level 2. So it looks like there's a slightly higher risk for flooding in portions of the hill country. Can't let our guard down, though, here in San Antonio because we're looking at extreme drought conditions in our area. The ground is very dry, so heavy rain could easily cause some flooding in our area. Timing, we're talking as early as 10 o'clock tomorrow evening until about 7 o'clock Saturday morning. Showers and storms, some of the storms could be on the strong side. The strongest storms could produce wind gusts of 50 plus miles an hour. Any hail would be on the small side. Also frequent cloud to ground lightning, and I mentioned the localized flooding possibility. Here is the severe storm outlook. So we're looking at a level 1 risk for any severe storms in the green, which includes San Antonio. Level 2 risk in the yellow, and that's for Del Rio, Rock Springs, Kerrville, including Bernie. That's where the stronger storms could produce those high winds, and this is mostly for tomorrow evening through tomorrow night. Things are quiet out there this morning. In fact, it is warmer and more humid this morning, but I'm really not expecting anything that's going to slow you down this morning or this afternoon. Tomorrow in the morning, we could see some sprinkles, maybe a shower, and then a couple showers late in the day. There goes the storm, already producing some showers and thunderstorms, or I should say some rain and some snow in the desert southwest. So let's fast forward this so I can show you this in-house computer model showing you the rain that's going to be moving into our western zone tomorrow evening, then getting closer to San Antonio by about midnight, pushing off towards the east Saturday by about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. A rain chance at 70% tomorrow night, 50% early Saturday. The rest of the weekend is looking fantastic. Do want to point out that we're going to see highs in the 70s mid to late next week as another front pushes through. May not produce a lot of rain, but that's really going to bring in some much cooler air.
Live from the north side, we've got a minor accident here on I-10. You can kind of see those flashing lights here between the main lanes of the highway and the entrance ramp. It is off on the shoulder there, so not really causing any delays. That's eastbound I-10 right at Medical Drive. Rest of San Antonio, pretty quiet. A couple of other hot spots. You can kind of see that for yourself here, but no other major lane closures. Photojournalist David Mendoza live right now from RoadCam. Let's check in one more time. Good morning, David.
Good morning. I'm at 35 North and Walters. Things are looking excellent today. It's been a very fair traffic day. No major accidents on our highways. I'll leave you with that. Drive safe. Have a great Thursday, and back to you.
All right, David. Thanks. That's the latest.
All right, guys. Thank you. How far? Interesting question here. How far would you go to watch a movie for free?
I'd go pretty far.
Okay, well, Marisa says she'd go far. Fans in LA lined up Monday to see a new sci-fi comedy. It's weird, but it's called Begonia. The condition was this: you could only get in if you were bald.
I wouldn't do that.
My friends hate my bowl cut, so, for them, this is for them. Also my wife, she really hates it.
This is video here showing fans shaving their heads while standing in line. The challenge inspired by the movie star, that's Emma Stone right there.
She looks good.
Who did shave her head for the film. She told The Hollywood Reporter she thought it was a good idea for folks who already wanted to shave their head, and they could go watch the movie for free.
Can you imagine, what if you watched it and it's not a good movie and you shaved your head?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Thanks for watching.